Hello, I'm Kathleen Choi. Welcome to Asian Voices. On this week's show, we'll meet a young media technology pioneer and entrepreneur who has even been featured in Forbes magazine. Then we catch up with two remarkable sisters who share their incredible story of escaping from the Vietnam War and are now running their own successful businesses that will make you smile. And later, our taste buds go into overdrive as we visit the annual Ramen Festival in San Diego. These stories and more coming up next on Southern California's source for Asian and Pacific Islander culture, arts, lifestyle, and entertainment. Let's meet a remarkable young entrepreneur who possesses both vision and creativity and knows how to use technology to successfully achieve both. Bing Chen is a digital media pioneer whose career has taken him to the top of today's technology and media world, working as an executive at companies like YouTube, and he has been listed on Forbes' top 30 under 30 leaders. Let's meet with Bing and find out how his technology is forever changing our world of entertainment and gaming.
I think of myself as I'm a builder. I like to build new things that don't exist to try to progress our species in our world. I think traditionally people would call me an advisor, investor, entrepreneur, and/or a creator. I'm a third culture child. So I was born and raised in Knoxville, Tennessee. I spent my formative years in Shanghai, and then I spent my high school years in Orange County, California, which is why I sound like a surfer bro. And I went to school on the East Coast, then moved around, and now I spend my time in 3 different continents. I think one of the challenges, but also gifts of being a third culture kid is you don't actually identify with a single nation, right? So I think of myself at once as Asian, also American, also a global citizen, and so forth. While I think for some people, sort of racial identity is deep-seated and really critical, for me, to be honest, being of our species is the most critical thing. And I think that prioritization also enables me to identify sort of empathetic opportunities to collaborate with other communities who may be of different races, ethnicities, so forth. So the point of our species being here is to build something that outlives us, right? That helps more people that we may never find success with, right? And so for me, how that manifests is platform services and creative stories and IP, because what we hear is what we believe, what we do, for as many people as possible so they can realize their dreams. And so, when I was younger, I used to say, all right, well, I want to be the next Walt Disney because I think I can create systems and worlds where people can realize their dreams. At YouTube, it was how do we create a platform whereby all artists and all voices can sort of realize their ambitions, monetize it, and so forth. And then even in our nonprofit work, like with Gold House, the idea is for an entire race or a set of ethnicities globally to also realize their full potential at the highest level. YouTube was my first job out of college. I was excited to go to Google and YouTube because my dream was to be the next Walt Disney, and I thought, what does the next Walt Disney company look like? And it was self-evident to me, at least in 2010, that it was going to be a platform that enabled anyone to thrive and make their own franchise, as opposed to a walled garden. And so fast forward 4 years, we built the largest creative economy since the advent of cable TV. The YouTube creator ecosystem enables more than 500 million creators to express their passion to the world, regardless of what they look like. There's a place for you, and also monetize and sustain that audience at a global level, which was just unfettered and it really sort of unprecedented. So it was an incredible experience. Yeah, I mean, the reason I thrived really early is one, I just had incredible mentors who were looking out for me. I had the most incredible bosses and people like Chris Hamilton, Margaret Healy, Shannon Zach, all sort of from different cultures who believed in this vision, who believed in me. I think secondly, like all things, is we also thrive because no one else cared. And I think this is one of the challenges challenges in life, whenever you try to create something new, most people will either not understand you or sort of, disavow you in some way because they're nervous that you're shattering the status quo in a way that's unproductive. But yeah, I mean, I think like all things, as long as you're a pure heart and you deliver well and you do your homework, you're able to create something that's really special. And in terms of the YouTube creator ecosystem, something that is commercially very viable, worth billions of dollars. But then also, I think critically really compelling. You enable anyone to have a voice. One of the real reasons we started the creator ecosystem is because we realized there were 2 or 3 demographics that were actually over-indexing on YouTube, but were underappreciated in traditional media like TV and film. They are, of course, the Asian, the African diaspora. We realized that, I remember 3 or 4 of the top 15 categories were actually ruled by Asians, and nowhere else was that the case. So the world's leading beauty fashion guru was a young girl named Michelle Phan, right? Nowhere else. You watch Victoria's Secret fashion shows back in the day, you won't see a single Asian face, right? The top comedian was a guy named Ryan Higa, who still is top comedian. The top narrative storytellers were Rocket Jump, Freddie Wong, as well as Wong Fu Productions, also Asian, right? The top musician was Daystorm Power, black, right? And so there's just a lot of these people that, in any other industry in the linear side, they would have never even gotten sort of the light of day, and yet we're dominating in a much larger, much more engaged audience online. And so I think that gives me a great source of pride, not just, for fellow gold people, but I think also just as a lesson that, again, all sort of mass things have to begin very, very, very niche, just because they haven't been afforded the commensurate opportunity elsewhere. And so I've effectively been trying to build what I colloquially say is like hopefully the next Walt Disney Company. So what is a platform, set of services and worlds based on IP or creative that not only cross-pollinate but enable anyone to realize their ambition faster and more deeply? So we've been working on a slate of different things. The first things will roll out next year. I'm really excited about it. It's like life's work, and hopefully it won't screw it up. Yeah. If you are put on this earth, Darwinian law says that you have a right to thrive. If you exist here now, you deserve to exist and to thrive, period. And unfortunately, because of a lot of systemic challenges, whether they are gender-based or ethnic-based or whatever have you, that's just not possible for everyone, and that's unacceptable to me. And so all of my nonprofit work, whether it's focused on youth development, economic development, Asian development, and so forth, or creative development, is all focused on unlocking that potential and sustaining it, period. I'm Bing Chen, and this is my voice.
It's the tale of 2 sisters. Having narrowly escaped the ravages of the Vietnam War together as little girls, Janice and Justene Doan have always remained close. Together, they have built a successful dentistry business, helping others that ironically was inspired by their own experiences growing up. Their inspiring story is sure to put a smile on your face.
When you come to our dental practices, A+ Family Dentistry, is that we don't focus on just treating your teeth. We actually spend time to connect with the patient first, really getting to know them a bit. A lot of time patients came in to see us, they have bad experiences in the past, and if we jump in and work on their teeth right away, it's just going to be another bad experience. So our team really spend the time to get them comfortable.
Every person that walk into our office has a different experience, and I love how they come to us and how they leave, because they always smiling more and they joke around, they even lose weight after I help them with their dental care, and it's like a big transformations. So that's the biggest thing that I like about doing what I do, is the ability of giving back, but also to help people transform their smile so they can change their life.
Janice and I wrote a book, Keys to a Healthy Smile After 40. People are aware that, when you get old, there's things change with your body. But however, a lot of patients just not knowing that teeth and dental care also age. So a lot of things that we could do in our 20s and 30s that can help later. Our hope is for our patients to keep good teeth and confidence and great health in their 70s, 80s, or longer.
Yeah.
I was born in Saigon, Vietnam in 1975, right after the Vietnam War ended. I grew up there for the first 16 years of my life. Vietnam was very difficult economically. Everyone actually was really, really poor. For the first 16 years of my life in Vietnam, I couldn't live with my parents. My dad was put into a different city, not in Saigon. That's where I could get some education. My family and I tried to escape twice. The first time I was only 7 years old. My sister Janice here was 1, and our brother James was a couple months old. My dad couldn't join us actually because if he was caught, they would probably execute him or something. So he didn't go with us. We were on the ocean for 3 nights, and unfortunately we got caught. The Vietnamese police stopped the ship, and we turned around. So we were in concentration camp for 2 months. I remember we were hungry a lot of time.
Yes.
So we were released right before Chinese New Year. Unfortunately, all of our stuff was confiscated. So that was it was very memorable because we didn't have much during that Chinese New Year. Well, I didn't give up. The second time I tried to escape, I was 12 years old. Both my aunt and I got caught. So I almost gave up until the U.S. government has an immigration program. And fortunately, my whole family get to come here by plane in 1991.
I came here not knowing any English, so communication was really hard for me. I didn't have friends when I was growing up here because they couldn't understand what I'm trying to say, and I couldn't communicate effectively to them, so therefore I didn't have a lot of friends when I was growing up here.
So the reason Janice and I got into dentistry was for the first 3-4 months.
Yeah.
When we first came to the U.S., we were at a dental office every day after school for like 3-4 months. You know, we don't get work every single day, but we just had a lot of dental problem. But then after I got braces off, it changed my life. I became so much more confident. I mean, it just looks so beautiful that I just naturally smile and look at myself in the mirror all the time. So that's really, really changed me. And I went to dental school after that.
I remember that I had really bad teeth. My teeth was so big and so crowded, and so a lot of time people were just kind of pointing at me and start laughing just because I didn't have straight teeth like my friend did. And then, like Justine said, we went to the dentist almost every day after school, so the pain of going through all that procedure, not knowing what's going on, just have to sit down and get numb and basically get the dental work done. I just didn't understand why someone was hurting me because it was hurting, but no one was really educating me. So I felt like all that experience made me wanted to become a dentist, so then that way I can change that experience for other people. I want to help other people to have a better experience going to the dentist, knowing exactly what's going on, why they need what they need, and helping them to regain that smile that they always wanted and the confidence that go with it. So at this stage in my life, I am very fortunate to be able to have a thriving practice while helping my patient, but I also wanted to give back to the community that I'm living in. So I signed up for a lot of different charity programs this year and the last few years. One of the main ones that I have been helping with is called Give Back a Smile, where I help a young woman who also have kids, but she's in an abusive relationship, and she unfortunately had trauma to her face. So basically her teeth were not in very good shape. So I was able to meet with her and help to transform her smile, and now she's doing much better for herself so she can take better care of her kids. Another charity that I'm doing is called Stand Down, where I help give free dental care to veterans who are homeless in the San Diego community, and it's a 3-day event where we do free dental work for them. I felt very strongly of how they were able to come to Vietnam, to our country, to help us, and without them my sister and I wouldn't be sitting here.
For sure.
And we want to be able to contribute back to the men and women who have saved us.
I'm Justine,
I'm Janice,
and this is our voice.
Welcome back. Are you hungry for some Asian noodles? Well, I can't help you there, but I can take you to the annual San Diego Ramen Festival, where we found out who makes the slurpiest and slipperiest delicious ramen noodles in town.
This is the 4th annual San Diego Ramen Festival. Well, we started 4 years ago in a parking lot, and it's grown every year since, and now we're at almost 1,500 people in the Port Pavilion behind me. We work with Azunakai, also known as the San Diego Japanese Community Center, and the Japan Society of San Diego in Tijuana, and we use this as a marketing tool for all their programs, like their Japanese language programs and the things that they do for cultural exchange, and get awareness out about what they do. The San Diego Ramen Festival is a great place for people who love ramen and for people who have never had ramen before. It's an excellent opportunity to try a different variety of ramen, as well as experience ramen culture and Japanese culture. As a festival, there's a lot going on here. There's entertainment, there's art, there's vendors, there's a beer and sake garden. We call it our meditation garden, but it's beer and sake.
We have Junmai Dai Ginjo, and this is from Japan, Himeji. This will be the highest graded sake we have today.
Best was the Tajima ramen, and I like that one the most because I felt like it was good all around. The soup broth was good, the noodles was good, and the pork belly was also really good.
Hello, my name is Diana. We're here at the Tajima booth. So we have our wonderful Tajima in-house ramen. So we got our tonkatsu broth, which is pork-based. We got the pork chashu, the soft boiled egg, green onions, fried garlic, and we also added a splash of white onions for that pop of flavor.
Hi, we're from Bishop Ramen. We're serving umami miso and spicy miso and vegan ramen tonight. So we have the topping, we have the corn, green onion, enmai, the bamboo shoot, and also the small cherry tomato, and of course our noodles and the frog pork belly chashu.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Clint with Underbelly North Park. We got a tonkatsu ramen right here. It's our classic standard ramen / chashu belly. We have a little bit of roasted garlic in there. We have a little bit of our fire bomb chili paste, a blend of ghost chili peppers, habanero, scotch bonnet. Mix it up in there really nice, and I'll get you guys in the spot.
Today we're making our tonkatsu ramen, pairing with Hakata style noodles, which is like thin noodles, which pairs super well with this broth.
In addition to the entertainment and all the other fun stuff we have going on, the main thing is the ramen vendors. Of course, that's why people are coming. We have a variety. And, the number of vendors we've had has changed over the years, and we're limited to capacity, but we have some of the best ramen vendors in San Diego. The ramen vendors are automatically put in 2 different kind of tasting competitions for the audience and then for critics.
This is really difficult judge. Like everything's so good, but each ramen is so unique, so kind of hard to judge. But we have to make a decision, right?
More and more people are getting excited about ramen and Japanese food culture in general. Not that long ago, ramen was what you ate when you were in college and couldn't afford real food. But now, ramen comes with different flavors and different spices. The San Diego Ramen Festival is an excellent place for those people who love ramen, and also for those people who have never had ramen before, as it's an excellent opportunity to experience Japanese food and culture.
This program was made possible in part by the California Arts Council, advancing California through the arts and creativity. Team Metro Real Estate, helping families with real estate investments in San Diego since 1990. Contact us today for your free in-home market valuation. A+ Family Dentistry, San Diego's family dental care specialists. Have more confidence with a healthy smile. Promote your organization or event online today on Asian Pacific Community Connection Business Directory website. KDT Optometry, where excellence is the only option. Call to schedule your appointment today for the best eye exam experience. Asian Voices was brought to you by Asian Culture and Media Alliance, empowering our Asian and Pacific Islander communities through media arts since 2013. That's all we have for today's show, but be sure to check us out on our YouTube channel, as well as follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Now, I'll leave you with this week's music video by a talented Asian American artist. I'm Kathleen Choi, and I'll see you next time on Asian Voices.
I see pictures of you with all your friends. That kind of party should never end. And here's a precious one of you and me. Even though we were never meant to be, I hope you grab your dreams with both hands hanging on. I hope the world out there is giving you what you want, and you throw your arms wide open, embrace it like a child. I hope you live forever for a while. We were having more fun than anyone should. Don't you know I only wish for you everything good, and I'll always keep the way you made me laugh. I have it right here in this phonograph. I hope you